Although people have always collected objects, the idea that these objects should be systematically archived, documented, cataloged, organized, displayed, and interpreted is quite new. The idea that these collections should be made available to the public is even more recent. Today, museums provide an incredible resource for educators who want to improve the quality of their courses and provide students with a unique learning experience. My name is Mary Bedell. I'm an art historian, an educator, and an instructional designer with experiences working in museums and using them in my own courses. Here are the top 10 reasons why educators should consider planning museum visits with their students. Firstly, visiting museums provides students with hands-on, experiential learning that complements classroom instruction. Seeing artifacts, artworks, or exhibitions in person can deepen understanding and retention of course material. Think about how different it is to read about ancient Rome in a textbook than it is to hold a Roman coin in your hand. If you're interested in multimedia, hands-on learning, museums are a great teaching resource. Secondly, museums provide cultural enrichment. Museums offer exposure to diverse cultures, histories, and perspectives, enriching students' understanding of global issues and fostering intercultural competence. Whether that's a chance to look at different species around the world in a botanical garden or different mineral specimens in a natural history museum, museums offer students a chance to look at things from further afield than just what is available in their backyard. Thirdly, museums provide an opportunity for students to make interdisciplinary connections. Museums often feature exhibits that span multiple disciplines, making them ideal venues for interdisciplinary learning. Professors can use museum visits to demonstrate how various fields intersect and collaborate. You might even challenge yourself to think about how a museum that is not traditionally relevant to your discipline might provide a unique opportunity for learning, like taking your art class to an aerospace museum or your geology class to a sculpture park. Fourthly, museums offer a chance for the development of critical thinking skills. Analyzing artifacts and artworks prompts students to think critically, question assumptions, and engage in meaningful discussions about context, interpretation, and significance. The opportunities to solve problems and make connections using real objects, not just words or media, are virtually endless. Fifthly, for specific kinds of museums like art museums, these institutions offer students the opportunity to build visual literacy. In an increasingly visual world, developing visual literacy skills is essential. Visual literacy is the ability of a person to read an image in the same way that they would read a text, not only understanding the meaning, but also comprehending how that meaning is conveyed by the object. Museum visits provide opportunities for students to hone their ability to interpret and analyze visual information. And number 6, museums stimulate creativity. Exposure to diverse artistic styles, historical periods, and cultural expressions can inspire creativity and innovation among students. You might think that this is only applicable to the creative fields, but it's truly an application useful to any field, because every discipline can benefit from out-of-the-box thinking, whether they're studying art, literature, science, or business. And number 7, museums offer a chance to learn about community engagement. Museums are an integral part of their communities, offering educational programs, public events, and exhibitions that cater to diverse audiences. Visiting museums encourages students to engage with their local community and become active participants in cultural life. Students can examine how the museums respond to the needs of their communities and apply those principles to their own projects. At number 8, for many disciplines, museums offer networking opportunities. Many museums collaborate with academic institutions, providing opportunities for students to connect with professionals in their field of study. Since there are so many different kinds of museums, from art and history museums to science museums, zoos, and aquariums, there are museums applicable to every field or discipline, and professors can facilitate networking opportunities and mentorship programs during museum visits. The 9th reason to conduct a museum visit as a professor would be to help students with their personal growth and reflection. Museums visits offer students opportunities to develop empathy as they engage with works produced from many diverse viewpoints. Examining artworks and artifacts can evoke emotional responses and encourage students to reflect on their own values, beliefs, and identities. If you want to show students the real-life implications of the topics in your course, objects in a museum can really drive that message home. Finally, museum visits help promote lifelong learning in students. Encouraging students to visit museums fosters a habit of curiosity and research that exists outside the walls of the classroom. By instilling a love of exploration and discovery, professors empower students to continue seeking knowledge outside of school. There you have it, 10 reasons for instructors, teachers, and professors to incorporate museum visits into their classrooms. Museums enrich the educational experience, promoting holistic learning and preparing students to be informed, engaged citizens in a global society.